Today we'll be on lesson 15, which is about organisms are made of cell. The first person who described the idea of cell is really just this guy, which is Robert Hooke. So he looked under the microscope and be like, hey, everything looks kinda being enclosed in some sort of walls, and it looks like the prison. So he describes the thing that he see under a microscope as cell. He looked it from a cork, those that's found in the wine bottle. So it's not really a real living cells. The first person who actually observed what he sees under the living cells is Antoni Van Leeuwenhoek, somewhere around 1600s. So during that particular time, he made his own microscope, which is the one that looks under that particular picture. He described a world of microscopic creatures that he found under the microscopes. Later, he describes what he sees, blood cells, animal cells, all kinds of wonderful things. So this particular microscope is the one that he made himself. That thing is a piece where he holds it and then he looks through that particular thing on the microscope. So because of his contributions and his writings and observation, he was later called the father of microbiology. Micro means small. And later, as time goes on and microscopes becomes better and better, we get to see more stuff under the microscopes. We later look more and know more about plant cells, which is more structural, square, than animal cell, which usually takes a variety of shapes. So they look very shapeless. They are definitely look more freestyle than plant cell, which it looks more rigid. And the tiny little structures that you see inside the cells are organelles. And because of microscopes observations, we later have cell theory. The formation of cell theories from different people. These three people, Schwann, Skelton, Virchow, they kind of have different observations. They argue against each other all the time. And later, they concluded their observations and formulate that three cell theories. They come independently, but generally now we accept three of them. First one is all living things are composed of cells. Second, all cells came from other pre-existing cells. And third, cells are the basic unit of functions and structure for every living organisms. Hence, cell is the basic unit of life. We call it a theory, but it's really not just a theory. It is a general consensus among scientists for very well observed observations.